Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast. Today is episode number 6, and today we're going to talk about Twin Flame Awakening signs and if that really is happening to you and why it happens to you. In today's episode, we are going to talk about can twin flames trigger your spiritual awakening? What does the spiritual awakening actually means? We're talking about the Kundalini awakening, things that can help you along with this process. What happens when the twin flame masculine awakens, and the physical symptoms of Kundalini awakening. This episode is covering a lot of subjects and topics, and this is going to be a brief one, just to understand that you're not going crazy in your head. Definitely, each one of this topic needs a podcast episode by itself. So after you have listened to this episode, you can let me know if there is any topic or subject you would like me to explain better or give you a guidance in. So feel free to share your story and experience with this, because I know it's intense, and that's the reason why I'm doing this podcast and YouTube videos, to help you along the way, because it is one hell out of a story. I also would like to note here that there is a part of the twin flame and awakening is ego death and dark night of the soul. I think these are very big topics, and I'll go into those one by one as time is limited and we can't listen forever. So this is what's going to be today's episode. Before we diving into this episode, I'd like to say thank you for each one of you who listened to my previous episodes and sent me your stories and shared your journey with me. It's absolutely amazing that, first of all, I can help many of you who are suffering at the moment and wondering if the twin flame ever comes back, or if it is the twin flame journey and if they are still sane in their minds. Because I know we all been there where we think that this is going to drive me crazy, or the pain or the physical pain you're having, all of that is just unbearable, I would say. And for a very long time I thought I'm going crazy. So now, out of my own crazy experience, I hope that my podcast helps you. And if you do like it, please like and subscribe. I mean, it means the world to me seeing that so many of you are appreciating what I'm doing. It's very little for you, but means a world to me. So let's dive into the fact of why you meet your twin flame and what happens, and why so many of you on internet and everywhere are telling to you it's your spiritual awakening. So there is a thing like your soul actually met your own soul, the divine masculine, in another body. And one of the most tiring thing about the twin flame journey is that a person who wakes up, it's normally the divine feminine, who starts to wake up earlier and also feels in this experience or this awakening that it's all by herself or all by himself. And it also feels that this awakened person, like you feel like you have gone mad. This is not real. How can I like it? On my previous episode, we were talking about it. How your twin flame was not your type physically or overall looking, and you became obsessed. We also discussed about how on earth you're obsessed about the person. You never had anything intimate or like something close, and all of a sudden you can't do anything else than thinking about them and the energy you had first. And so this is the reason that the feminine side, divine feminine, Divine feminine doesn't mean it's a woman. It can be male or female in a physical world. Divine feminine means energy. Divine masculine is also an energy, and we both have it inside of us. But also the reason you met your twin flame is to balance it. And now if you look into yourself, if you really look into yourself, you know that you are operating more in divine feminine, or most probably you're operating more divine masculine side as a woman, and you need to balance your divine feminine energy, what you have inside of it, and that's why you become a chaser. Like me, I grew up in a environment where I thought I have to be decision maker, I have to plan the life, I have to be the one who is rough and tough and strong, which is a masculine energy. So my energies were completely in balance. And twin flame awakening triggered my divine feminine energy because I am a woman, and my divine feminine energy is important for me to flow in this life. So is for men. These energies has to be balanced. You don't have to be fully in divine masculine energy. You have to have both in you. That's why emotions are an important part of this journey. I know many of you are going through this spiritual awakening, are crying, are in pain, can't understand what is actually happening. And that's the reason your twin flame came to your life, to make your life better. And I know you don't like listening. I know you are hoping that your twin flame will come back to you, you'll have a love relationship and everything. Again, totally possible. I know many couples who have got together who are twin flames, and I know actually the secret, how you get to there. But this is not the end goal. The end goal is that you feel one in your body and everything flows to you, that you become like a magnet of manifestation, magnet of life. You accomplish your mission here, you do something amazing. And this is the whole process of this. So remember, I know you are in pain, I know you're missing your twin flame, but it is for your own good. So there is actually a reason why feminine energy wakes up earlier. Because the feminine side has a awareness that can heal. So we know that when we look at our mothers or often females, it's considered as a care, as a love, as a safe place, because that's what divine feminine energy is about. It's about love. But in order for divine feminine energy to develop and lead and make decisions, it needs the masculine energy. Masculine energy rejects the awakening. Why? We don't awaken at the same time. So actually they do awaken as well. But since for the masculine energy, it's very difficult to surrender them into the love. The ego of the masculine energy is a very strong and stubborn, and they don't like their emotions to control them. So I'm trying to explain that here, that, as a woman, many of you who are listening are women. We are more emotional. We talk, we share, we are allowed to cry, we have all of that. While men, if they are men, they tend to be more strong, less emotional, less carried away by the emotions. So the same is in divine feminine and divine masculine energy. That masculine does not like what it feels. But the divine masculine energy doesn't mean that it's only inside of a man. It's also inside of a woman. Many women are runners too, like the divine masculines, even though they are women physically. So not to get confused here, that divine feminine doesn't mean a woman. It means the energy you have inside of you. So why this runner then goes like this? Because they get so overwhelmed by this unknown energy and emotion that doesn't make sense to them. You know, we live in a world also right now where everything you need to, let's say if you work somewhere, you need to have a proof, you need to show, you need to be this very strong character, like in order to make your statement. But if you say, but it's based on my intuition, it's based on what I feel, then people laugh at you and say, yeah, but where is the proof? How can you say good story, but how can you prove that what you feel is the truth? But here is something that is really wrong in our society. Your intuition, the way you feel, is your sixth sense. And actually, if we look back, the reason we are here on earth, we are still surviving, is actually based on intuition. It's not based on facts and the way we need to have a proof. Sometimes you just know, and in twin flame connection, you just know. You just know it's your twin flame. Nobody's going to come and tell you that. You just start to have this weird sense where everything all of a sudden, and that's also when I say that when you meet your twin flame, you are so drawn to each other that you have this deep connection. And you feel this intense connection that goes beyond this physical. Like you feel something else. And those who are listening to me right now and those who've been on it, if you have felt this magic energy, if you have felt something you have never felt before in your lifetime, and you get messages in your soul tells you it's your twin flame, it's your twin flame, and you start running into people who tell you about twin flames, yes, you have met your twin flame. And also, like, so that's why when you're going through this pain at the moment, that means your twin flame masculine triggered your awakening. So, but what it means when you have this twin flame awakening, like, how do you feel? You feel like a piece of crap. All of a sudden, nothing makes sense to you and no longer. Like you feel detachment from the external world. You really feel like you don't belong here. Like all of the things that you used to care about, or at least had your emotions triggered, you no longer do. You cry a lot. And again and again and again. You need to cry. Crying is so important part of this healing because you let this energy out of you. You let that pain go away from you. And this twin flame awakening, waking up is a full-time recovery job. So you need to really go in like a full-time. It's not like, and that's why I say, do not take any drugs, do not watch any porn, do not drink alcohol, eat very clean if you can, all of these kind of things. Because everything what we have nowadays is distraction. And it's distraction to go within. So until you don't go inside of yourself, it's unlikely that your twin flame ever comes back to you. Or in a way that you could have a union in this world. And here I also, why I'm saying this is that we all want our twin flame to come back to us. I know you are there, you're dreaming about it, you're wishing when it will come back, how it will come back, and you're trying to predict while you're not going inside of yourself and feeling yourself. So, but your intuition tells you a lot. So your intuition is your higher self. This is the voice that speaks to you all the time. But it becomes louder in this twin flame connection. So that's why you have the pain, because you've been carrying something with yourself that is not meant to be in your reality. So and you are thinking and you are trying to get your twin flame back by texting, by messaging, trying to find them on social media, obsession, seeing what they're doing, why they are not getting back to you, are they good, why they don't feel the same way like I do. But it's because you need to go within. You need to become one with your soul. So what does it mean? What does it mean to go within? You actually have the answer. You have something you are holding on to so badly, and you're thinking this is who you are. But you don't let yourself to be you. For example, it can be that you're working somewhere where you're not supposed to work. You have some incredible talent. I don't know, talent to do massage, heal people, listen people, talent to, you know that talent. You know this talent inside of you. You have something very powerful inside of you. But because in this world where let's say you went to university, you got the degree, and so you believe that this is what you're supposed to do because that's what you really want to do, will not bring you money. But that's wrong. As soon as you will let go of an idea who you are and you cry out and you're like, no, this is who I am and I'm fine with that. I am absolutely fine that I am like this. Believe me, you will start doing what you're supposed to do in this world. So, and also in this twin flame, you will feel like your heart is opening. You start feeling your heart is opening. But here I would, like we were discussing before about the Kundalini awakening, and I like to bring in the Kundalini awakening for the fact that it's not very pleasant, because all of a sudden you're starting to move the energies inside of your body, and something is going to release from your body, and that's where the pain comes in. I bring out my example and some of my client example, and I explain why. For example, for me, it started from the legs. My legs were paining so badly that I thought I cannot walk. I remember my legs were paining the same when I was growing up, when I had a growth period when I was a teenager. But it was the same, and it was so painful and it was so unbearable that I thought it's like I cannot sleep. That triggered not me able to sleep. But that was where the movement started. So then it got up into my heart. I had a very strong, almost like a heart attacks. I had 2 almost heart attacks. My blood pressure was down to 40. And luckily I was able to save myself because I believe in breath work and energy healing. But that was scary. And that was pretty much my last, where my heart opened. And now I know that my heart must have been so closed up, and I didn't really love myself, and not love myself like it's nowadays, but love myself the way I am, like the way I'm talking today on a podcast, just because I love what I have to say. This is not for somebody else, like that I need a recognition, or that I need that somebody says very good. Yes, of course, it makes me happy, but it comes inside of my heart, because I believe that many of you deserve love, deserve kindness, and deserve this magical union with yourself. And if you have your twin flame with you, absolutely amazing. It's totally possible. But in order to get to your twin flame, you need to open up yourself, and that's why you're having this pain, because you're not letting go. In my previous episodes, I also talk about, because the twin flame awakening is like a rebirth. It's like everything starts new, and you have to become new. Doesn't mean always that like black and white that today I was this. No, you have always had some good qualities with you, but you're also carrying something you're not supposed to carry with you. And that's what your twin flame masculine is reflecting back to you. Everything that makes you cry, everything that makes you vulnerable, everything that triggers your emotion is something you need to let go of your body and your soul. And so now in this Kundalini awakening, the energy moves. And so you have to think of this, if we bring it out, let's say there is a pot with old soup. Let's say there's a pot and there's a soup in it which has been for a very long time. It does not look good. So what happens? We need to take the soup out, we need to throw the soup out, and we need to wash it and then put, let's say, a new soup. So this is the same in your body. So when you have a very deep inner emotion inside of you, inner emotion of abandonment, inner emotion of not worthy of love, inner emotion of loneliness, of feeling not enough, or also you have a past life, some things. Like for example, when I did my soul realignment, the woman who accessed my Akashic records told me that I never had a family in my previous lives, and I also, I was killed with one of my boyfriends, and I never really got to feel the real love. And that was the truth, because I did not know how. I was afraid of loving. I was afraid of loving because I was afraid of losing it. So if that speaks to you, then it's time to open your heart chakra. And this is, again, you might feel something very intense and even like a pain in your heart, but it's opening. It's like letting go. It goes away. And then comes the period of a little bit of a calmness where you feel like empty. You really feel empty. You feel like nothing makes sense to you. The food doesn't taste good. You're not excited about like nothing in this world. But that's where the energy changes. That's where the new one comes in. But the new one is this new soul. And then you have a confusion in your mind. And that's a big thing. Why it is so hard. It's because your mind is used to. Your mind knows. Your mind remembers things. Also your soul remembers things. So now of these two are in a fight where you are saying, I want to do this, I feel like this, like you're talking from your soul. You're not talking with your mind. That mind says to you that tomorrow morning you have 7 o'clock, you have to wake up and you have to go to office, or you have to go there and do this. Your soul tells you, why don't you go there? Why don't you do this? Why don't you start that? And your soul keeps on talking and talking and talking, and you are trying to quiet this with your mind. And then you feel like you are going crazy because you also start seeing all this twin flame information out there, and you think it's like, is it, isn't it? How do I know it is? But you really, really know that it's inside of you, that it is your twin flame. And it's not me who's going to tell you, you know it. But obviously talking this with someone helps you a lot. So this is the overall, this is very, how do I say, overall view of this, to understand that having this physical pain in your body, conflict with your mind, questioning if it's your twin flame, and feeling empty, if this is really, like you feel really, really lost and empty, is completely normal. So now you would ask me, what should I do during this time? It's so unbearable. How can I feel a little better? How can I sleep? How can I move on with my life? The first thing I would say, give it the time. Okay, really take time for your body. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you need to relax, relax. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to talk to someone, then talk. But don't talk with someone who doesn't know about twin flames, because they will think you're crazy and they will not understand this deep connection. I would say only those who have gone through it can understand it, and as many I know and I have spoken to, they all say twin flame connection is so divine that pretty much people who have been through it know the pain and understand this. So I have these open spots for those who would like to share and talk, and let's release the energy, because talking is a very powerful way of letting it go. Talking, crying, yoga, kundalini yoga, very powerful, but you have to be careful that it can trigger enormous amount of emotions. So don't do kundalini yoga on Friday afternoon when you think you're going out with your friends, okay? It will trigger a lot in you. Breath work. I know many of you are listening thinking, okay, yeah, good stories, but you have to understand that the work has to come inside of you. I can tell you what to do, but you have to take these steps and implement them inside of you, because only like this you can let go and come closer to the union. It can happen that you will come closer to your union twin flame. So there are different scenarios. One thing is, I can tell you 100%. As soon as you have become one with yourself, your twin flame comes back to you. 100%. Because this is where your energy has shifted and they can feel it. Remember, you are sharing the same energy. So why I'm talking of breath work, and if you have a breath work in your city, or you can do it online, do it. Not because of getting your twin flame back. It will really heal your soul. You feel how you let go of that no longer serves you. You're most probably going to cry. You will see some weird stuff. But again, that's part of the process. It's part of becoming love and light. Of course, meditation, dreams. I found dreams very powerful part of this. Your twin flame communicates with you through the dreams, while they do not want to communicate with you in a real life. They are in your dreams, you see them, they tell you something, and you need to pay attention what they are telling to you. So keep a diary, write about it, and if you need to have some kind of clarification, I don't know, have a call with me or write on my email, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com, where we can discuss about it, because these are hidden messages which you'll understand once you are awakened, because it's part of the process. So now you're asking me, for example, how long this pain is gonna be. I cannot handle this pain no longer. I would say it's very individual. Each one of you is individual. I cannot say you month, 2 months, 3 years, 2 days. Again, very individual. I think, and I've seen it, it's faster when you don't drink alcohol, you are not on any medication, and you eat clean and good food. Like, it's better to eat vegetarian. Again, I'm not saying to everyone to become vegetarian, but it's just because you have to understand you are energy now, and you're vibrating on frequency. And if you eat meat, you eat energy of that animal, and you get this inside of you. Again, we do need meat in certain ways. So I'm not saying you have to become, you know what you have to become, you know inside of you, but I'm giving you guidelines that helps you in this process. Move your body. I know it's painful and you don't want to do it, but go for walks. Do not. And also, I try to come into the sexual energy for you, that start touching your own body, like feel your body, touch your hands, touch yourself. It will activate these energies that are blocked there, because sexual energy is very powerful energy, and if your sexual energy is blocked, you're blocking a lot in your life, and also your spiritual awakening. You might have also some problems when you're in your overall health of sexual health. So, you know, you have all the answers. I know when you're listening to me right now and you're like, I feel this, I can hear this. Why is it saying me that? So, you know more than I do, but you just need to understand it. Anyways, this was a short episode of Is It Twin Flame Awakening, what you're going to feel, and how it's the whole process. It's intense process, and I would dive into each one of the topic piece by piece. You can just let me know which one of you would like to start with, and I go and I make the whole story about it, because it's very deep and it has a lot of factors. So saying this with few words will not really give us the clear overview. But again, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it gave you some kind of hope and clarity, and I hope to see you soon here. So please like, subscribe, send me an email, whatever you think you have a moment for, and thank you for listening. So thank you for listening to the Twin Flame Awakening podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time, you are a beautiful soul.